Alright, hey guys, how you doing? This is Shane here. Sorry about the shadow effect, it's just the way this room is lit. If I can do, I don't know, I can't even do the shadow effects from there. But anyways, this is a special, one of my special updates I'm going to show you. This is all stuff I picked up from Spooky Empire Horror Convention, Horror Sci-Fi Convention in Orlando, Florida. It was this weekend, November 1st through the 3rd. It was not as big as it usually is due to the hurricane. It was rescheduled. There's about 10 or 12 guests that didn't show for it. Smaller numbers. It was nice though because the convention center was literally right across the street from the hotel, and so it was literally like a maybe 10-minute walk from my room to the convention. So it was so convenient, and parking was not that far away either. But yeah, good time had by all. I'll go ahead and get started. I got a lot of stuff to show you. Start off with some of the little goofy gadgets and stickers and all this stuff I'll show you. Actually, I'll show that with that. This is a sign for a. This is a sign for a Siesta Con. That's a. I guess it's like a comic book convention coming up in March. Dark Side Comics was there and had some comics, and I'm going to show you some comics later. Yes, I got comics, and I do love comic books. So, but I guess this is a convention coming up in 1-day convention in May of 2025. So I'll be going there. This was a gothic dance party, which was Saturday night with the DJ. Look how cheesy he looks. I'm so gothic. I love gothic music. I don't know if I like goths. I think they're kind of silly in a way, but they're their own people, whatever, who cares? So yeah, this was a dance party. I went to the dance party last year and it was pretty, a gothic dance party, it was pretty lame. It was like, the music was good, but there was maybe 34 people on the, 30 or 40 people on the dance floor dancing. And of course there's people, there's always one or two that thinks they're some sort of professional dancer. They think they're better than what they are. And they had this girl on the dance. She was on. There was a girl on the dance floor and she was trying to dance all seductive, and I was like, sigh, bore. This is a flyer from Alicia Witt. It is a download I can get now called "I'm Thinking I'm Spending Christmas with You." So Alicia Witt, the actress from Longlegs, she played the whacked out mother in Longlegs. She was also in Urban Legends back in the day. So if you remember Alicia Witt, you'll remember her in your dreams. I don't know what that meant. But yeah, this is download. I guess she was telling me it's like piano music, and I listened to some stuff from. She was selling some of her albums too. She had like 2 albums. Like, I didn't even know you made music, and she was really, really, really nice and fucking hot. She was really, really attractive, and she's very bubbly, very lively. And she goes, "Yeah, oh yeah." She goes, "I've been making music for a long time." I go, "Oh, that's really cool." And I was. So I went back to my hotel room that night and listened to some of her music. I almost bought one of her albums, but it's kind of like she was like describing it like it was Elton John or something like that. It sounded a little bit more to me like Nora Jones meets Tori Amos. It, good voice, but just not really my thing, So, let's see, and of course the Spooky Empire flyer here. Yes, the Spooky Empire flyer, and there's the dates for next year. And next year, you see, it's going to be on Halloween. So, love Spooky Empire. It's always a good time to have by Halloween. Picture of the guest, schedule of what's going to happen on certain days. Let's see, is there anything else in here of note? tattoo artist, more schedule. And the schedule basically tells you like what's happening during certain times of the day. So like Friday at at 4 o'clock they had a tarot reading thing. At 5 o'clock they had a creators track, different writers talking. At 6 o'clock they had a haunted Florida, which is kind of cool. Kind of a haunted Florida Q&A kind of thing. So yeah, that's the program. These are cool. I like collecting these. So, and that's all the little gadget stuff I have. I do got one print. Oh, I got something else I got to show you too. Completely forgot. You know what? I might show that towards the end. Yeah, I might show that towards the end. But this print I got from this girl who was this artist who was selling her stuff, and I thought it was $5. I thought it was $10. She goes 20. I go, I thought you said it was $10. She goes, oh no, it's not $10. I go, well, you said $10. Make up your fucking mind. And that's the back of it right there. But most of the prints were like of like kid stuff, like kind of child like paintings of stuff kids would probably like. And this was sitting in between all these little goofy figures, and I like this quite a bit. Very gruesome, very cool. So that's a cool print to have. In the back, it's got this print, which is cool as well. So I can't remember the artist's name, but that's fine. I will show it. Yeah, I got this blueprint too, and this is of the Saw mask. So the effects guy who created this mask, yeah, it's a little bent because I put it in my bag and it just happened. But I'm gonna put this up on my wall. But it says "Want to play a game?" You could see that, and you could see the kind of how he built the mask, the bear trap mask in the first Saw movie, and then he signed it down here. This guy, the special effects guy, he did a lot of stuff. I talked to him at another convention. He's a really cool dude, but he did the effects for The Mask, the old Jim Carrey movie, The Mask. I think he did the effects for one of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, like The Dream Child or one of those movies. And he did a lot of special effects, but he said he's retired. His children own his business, and he just goes out there every now and then for consultation or whatever, but he's pretty much retired. Says he loves life down here, enjoys relaxing, nothing on the back here. So yeah, that's the blueprint of the trap, the bear trap from the first Saw movie, which is classic. If you remember the cover of the DVD, it shows Shawnee Smith in it, that claw trap. I also got photos too of that, but I'm not going to bore you with that. 2 books, one by the great Russell James, another book I picked up by him, and I'm saying that kind of facetiously, but not really. He's a nice guy, but I'm walking by his table and he's like, you know what your bag is empty from? I go, you're going to tell me, so please tell me. He goes, there's not a book in your bag. Your bag needs to have a book in it. I'm like, okay, Russell, you got a sale. So I bought Claws. And if you look at that, that's very much a Jaws kind of homage to Jaws. This one is about a park ranger who tries to save a park or a town. Is it a town or... She's trying to save an area from giant crabs attacking. So this ought to be fun. And I was telling Russell James about the movie Island Claws, which is really about giant crabs, which is awesome too. But that's the back of that. And he gave me a download if I wanted more, to read more material from this, I guess. Bonus material to Claws. And then he gave me his card. Good writer. He writes a lot of like dark fantasy, but he's written some like dark fantasy horror, but he's written some like adventure books, kind of adventure books, and yeah, stuff like that. Giant creatures book. He writes books about that kind of stuff too. So pretty cool. Yeah, Russell James, great writer. You can get on his website and check out his books. I'm not sure how much they cost online, but you could see this is 100 and some pages. This is going to take me a hot second to get through this, if no problem at all. The one the one spending faux pas, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Sorry, I gotta get some more padding for my bag. Was I went to meet Eileen Dietz. I talked to her before, and I went on a Friday night, and it left a real sour taste in my mouth after I talked to her. And it was like I was asking her like how she got in a role in The Exorcist. So she's in The Exorcist. She plays the demon in The Exorcist, and if I can find that photo of the demon, it will make more sense. Yeah, she plays that Pazuzu, the demon, who shows up originally just in the nightmare sequence, but also shows up. I love Pazuzu. I love me some evil shit like that. But she shows up in that and that sequence. But of course, Pazuzu was shown a few times in with the extended cut. He showed towards the end of the movie as well. But I think there's a photo of her. She was in Constantine. There is her, and there's Keanu Reeves, and there's some photos. This was $40 plus she signed it without really asking me. She just took the book and signed it. So the lady that was with her, she's like $50. I go $50. She goes 40 for the book, 10 for the signing. I go, I didn't ask her to sign it. Well, whatever. You know, what are you gonna do? At that point, she just started fucking signing it. So I'm like, I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna do it because because I like her. I talked to her before. She's kind of no nonsense, you know. In here it says sleep to Shane, sleep well, Eileen Dietz. So yeah, this is her journey, her memoirs, exercising my demons. This was way too much fucking money. Fucking way too much money. And it's only like maybe 300 pages. So this will take me a week to go through and read. I'm not one of those readers that could read in one setting. Well, autobiographies I can. I can chew those up quickly, but most of the time if it's a fiction book, it takes me a while to go through. All right, next up, we're going to go through the comics. Yes, I bought some comics. Most of these are from Dark Side Comics. Most of these were $1. I did find some that were not. They were like $5, and I'll go through those. But we'll go ahead and show you. I'll go ahead and show you those next. Just trying to make room on my bed. This is Condor Man from the old TV movie, or I don't know if it was a TV movie. It was a Disney movie, so released in the 70s. Released from Whitman Comics. Condor Moore's fucking awesome, man. I remember loving this movie. I had this on VHS, and I was I walked up to this girl. I found this on VHS. I go, look, I got Condor Man, showing her that some random girl, and she was like, good for you. And I'm like, I'm just fucking around, sorry. And her boyfriend was not having it, but like he was like one of these scrawny bastards. It's like, really, you're gonna beat my ass? Like, what are you talking to my girl for? Like this kind of shit. And I'm like, I fucking hate young white fucking dudes. There's sometimes they're boyfriends or whatever. They're so fucking lame. This is Condor Man Part 2 of the movie. Dun, 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 dun. And the back, of course, is Whitman. So, and Part 1 of the exciting live-action movie. Dun 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 dun. And yes, that's a car crash there. Wonderful, huh? Once again from Whitman Comics. So, Condor Man. These were all like $1 a piece, and these are such good quality comics for $1. I couldn't believe it. I got 2 from the Sandman series. This one is from Death Alone, A High Cost of Living. Of course, Death being one of the primary characters in the Sandman series, which was written by Neil Gaiman. I forgot when these came out in the 90s, maybe. It was perfect time for these. The Death is a gothic chick a gothic girl or woman who has a very optimistic, upbeat attitude, and she's funny as hell. So this is a standalone comic, Death, right there. And another Sandman, the Tempest here, pretty cool. So this is issue 75, DC Vertigo. Big fan of the Sandman series. Very strange series. The next few are from one of my favorite female comic book characters ever, Vampirella. This is Rage. I love the skimp on Vampirella. And the back of this just it's in a binder. So a lot of these are in binders, so I won't show you the back of these. If they're in a bag, you can see this is in a wrapped bag. You know, I'll show you a few of the designs on some of these, but for the most part. Vampirella Dead Flowers. One of the issues in the series Dead Flowers. Sorry about that. The glare on this is fucking awful. And of course, and Dead Flowers issue 3. I think the Dead Flowers before this one is issue 2, and this one is issue 3. So very, very cool. I love the art on these Vampirellas. A few, and now these are awesome. These were like probably my favorite things I picked up, or some of my favorite things. These are issues. This is number 1 on the Avatar label of Faust. Well, I can't show that, but I'll show this because they're boobs. So Faust, one of the great graphic novels, like graphic extreme horror comics ever. I think I'm safe back here. So Faust is good stuff. This is issue number 1, and this is issue number 0, Faust the Wrath. I think this one's a little bit more safe that I can show. So I love Faust. It's a really cool comic. They had a Faust like graphic novel, which my brother got. It was $60, and he's like, "Yeah, you should get that." And I'm like, "Fuck, I should have." If I would have gotten that Eileen Dietz book, I would have probably snagged that, you know. So I always overspend on something I really don't need at these conventions, but that's sort of par with the course. Here is Shadowhawk featuring Spawn. So I like Shadowhawk and I like Spawn. That's some good stuff right there. Great art right there. That's not Todd McFarlane though. This is Valentine and Cleary. So going back to 1994. So Spawn shows up in this Shadowhawk series. Anything with Spawn in it, I usually grab. This has got some great cover art. I don't think that this is Todd McFarlane though, but it's Spawn the Impaler. It's a great cover. I love the artwork on that. This is issue 1 of Spawn the Impaler. Pretty cool. Like I said, there's no way these would be $1 in the fucking store. Super cheap. This is the Image Spawn number 11. Artwork is by Todd McFarlane. As you can see, some wonderful artwork there. So, good stuff. And of course, the back has the binder. So, yeah. I ended up selling a shit ton of my comics at a record show. And I said to myself, I'm going to buy more. And then this time I'm going to keep them because I actually like comics. This one is issue 61. Also drawn by Tom McFarlane. Wonderful stuff here. Another great Spawn cover. Great stuff right there. They had a Violator one there, and I just forgot to grab it. I was so fucking annoyed by that. But, you know. And that's the end of the dollar comics. Those were all $1. Vampirella, Spawn, Faust for $1. Are you kidding me? This was another horror comic, and I remember getting my brother this for his birthday. This was one of the first jobs where I was making really, really good money. And I got this for my brother for his birthday, and he was really, really appreciative of it. And then I ended up reading most of it, and it took me forever to read. It took me fucking 6 months to read because it's so thick, like a compendium or graphic novel book full of a bunch of stories of Dead Man. And yeah, it was like a Dead Man graphic novel that I bought him for his birthday. It was $100, but well worth it. Horror comic from DC. But well, like I said, this is Dead Man the Exorcism. Pretty cool. All right. So the next 236 I'm going to show you are about the same artist, and it's by an artist that passed away. I want to say within the last year. He is a writer and a artist as well. I think he writes his stories and draws from them, and he was known for uh, doing a very critically acclaimed version of not version but a series of graphic or comic books called The History of Hip Hop, and his name is Ed Piskor, and I think there was something about some sexual allegations. I don't know all the story behind it, so I'm not gonna. But this, he had a failed business partnership, and these allegations of rape, maybe, or sexual abuse. I'm not sure what happened there, but he was being trolled pretty hard online, and it was that and failed business relationship that he ended up taking his own life, which is pretty unfortunate. Ed Piskor, but this is I know he did some X-Men stuff, but this is more fucked up stuff he did that was more on the real disturbing side of the comics, and he was really kind of, his influences were like Harvey P. Carr and that Crumb Guy, what that those classic sort of indie alternative comics, the way they were drawn. And this was, like I said, this was a series uh, that he wrote called Red Room by Ed Piskor. So I'm not sure. Of course, a red room's like almost like a torture room. Uh, I'm not sure what this all entails, but I love the shrunken heads on here. Um, this one is Trigger Warning, just Trigger Warning, the Red Room by Ed Piskor. Of course, the back has that spine. Um, this one is Trigger Warning 3. I love the cover art on that. I'm going to take one of these out and show you if I can, because this stuff is pretty graphic and fucked up. But I picked up as many of these as I could find. Ed Piskor's Red Room, Crypta Killers. That has something to do with crypto. They have crypto coins and shit like that, and they also, there's like torture rooms and there's gimps in it, and there's just, it's really fucked up. I don't know the whole storyline to it yet. I kind of thumbed through one of the comics, not really paying attention too much to the storyline, just looking at the art more than anything. But Crypto Killers #4, love that fucking cover. That cover alone says, Shane, I love you. Once again, the binder on the back. Trigger Warning #2. This one is the Hoodie horror issue. Meet the Pumpkins. More of the Red Room from Ed Piskor. So, Piskor. Yeah, there it is. Piskor. Kind of a weird name, but. And last but not least, this one was $10, but it looks like a thicker version, and this one is the Antisocial Network, Ed Piskor. I'm actually going to take this one out and actually attempt to show you if I can. Like, this has got real like, fucking fucked up stuff in it. Like, look at this shit on the back. I could probably get away with that. Very graphic. Let's see, it's got that classic sort of indie looking sort of alternative comic look to it. I think we're good here too. I could show you a little bit of the art in it. Very cool. Very, very cool. So, yep, I'm going to read all these probably sometime this weekend. Sit down and thumb through them all. And I enjoy graphic, like comic books. And I really, really like horror comics. Those are my favorites. So, I'm not going to buy a lot of like Captain America or Spider-Man unless it's Carnage. I'm not really interested in that. But yeah, Red Room. And then this was an independent comic I bought from somebody. This dude does this author and writer, I guess, does like horror, black horror, like black exploitation, black horror, and like hood horror, I guess. I don't know. But he wrote this one called Don't Trust Your Children. And I love the cover on it so much I decided to get it. I decided to get it. I'll actually show you this one real quick too. I guess I got time. I guess I've got some time on my hands. There it is, right there. I'd like to just do comics and show you what comics I get when I pick them up because I actually really, really like them. Pretty cool art. Nothing too fucked up in here. Well, a little bit. So, yeah, I'm not sure what this is about, but looks awesome. Yeah, the lady that was selling it, this hot ass black lady, really sassy too. She had such a good personality that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy something from you. I told her I'd see how I like this comic before buying other ones, but this is pretty sweet. So, Don't Trust Your Children is the name of the comic, which is awesome. All right, next up, I'm gonna show you what I picked up from this table. They're called Mystic Vault, and I picked up some records and some cassettes from them, and I'm going to show you those right now in a second. There's the card that the guy who runs Mystic Vault gave to me. Very fucking cool guy. His wife was cool too. His address on the back. Very cool to have. I'll just set it with my other stuff. He had cassettes for $10 there. A soundtrack. These are all soundtracks to like low budget movies, which makes it really cool, or obscure movies. And these were, like I said, these were $10, but I got basically 2 for $15 on them. So first one I'll show you is Wicked Games. Now this is a Tim Ritter movie I think he made with Joe Wynkoop and some other filmmakers, kind of a horror anthology back in the early 80s. I think this goes back to 83. I could be wrong. I had the movie, Wicked Games, but that's the soundtrack right there to it. Tim Ritter is, this is a Tim Ritter movie. Tim Ritter is a Florida filmmaker. He made, is famous for Truth or Dare, Critical Madness, and he is a great, for like, if you want a low budget and the movie to look real good for a low budget, Tim Ritter is the man that can make a low budget movie look good for its budget. Very, very, his movies always look good. This one is a soundtrack composed by Paul Natzke, Evil Spawn. Evil Spawn. Very cool right there. And Evil Spawn's about this lady. I think she becomes like an insect monster. Okay, I don't know if it's like Wasp Woman or Leech Woman or whatever, but I think she becomes an insect monster in Evil Spawn. Very, very excited. The back right there, you can see. Very cool. Actually, I saw the first movie of his. I did not see the second. This guy has... Sorry. This guy has some cachet for co-writing Night of the Living Dead. I'm talking John Russo. This is the sequel to a movie he made based on the book that he wrote, which I have the book, called Midnight. This is Midnight 2, the soundtrack. Sex, Death, and Videotape. Composed by Matthew John Walsh. So Midnight, like the first one is some great torture porn. Gratuitous, exploitative torture porn. I've not seen Midnight 2. I would love to see this movie. I'm going to see if they have this online that I could watch this. Very, very excited. Once again, Midnight 2, the soundtrack, composed by Matthew Jason Walsh. So, and last but not least, I think the very first movie Tim Ritter made, he was 15 years old when he made it, on a budget of $1,000. He used the money as a dishwasher to save up to shoot this movie. This is Day of the Reaper, the very first Tim Ritter movie, I believe. Yes. And original score is Sean Ruddy. Once again, Mystic Vault released these cassettes. Very cool to have like indie horror cassettes. I got a few, I got some Dutch oven stuff on cassette as well. I'm going to start going to cassette more often, but I'm guessing this is synth. This Day of the Reaper is supposed to be, by all intents and purposes, a piece of shit. Like, it's a horrible movie. I've seen people fucking hate this movie so much, but he was 15 years old. Give me a fucking break. Can you make a better movie at 15? Go ahead. You know, it's like these people like shitting on this movie. I mean, the guy was 15 when he fucking made it, for God's sakes. You know? So, yeah, people, I swear. Got two soundtracks. The first one is I think just came out within the last few years, I want to say. I think. Don't quote me on this. Yeah, in the last year that this came out. Unbelievable to think that Baltimore's Don Dohler now has soundtracks released from his movies. Of course, Don Dohler passed away, and it's unfortunate. He's one of the great exploitation filmmakers of his time. But this is a soundtrack to The Fiend. An awesome movie. I don't know if he's a demon or whatever, but he comes back to life and goes around and kills people. It's so trashy. I got a real shitty version of The Fiend on DVD, so it's very grainy, and I love that. This score is by Paul Woznicki. My guess is it's going to be some dirgy synth stuff from the movie was released in 1980. He had a few. He had another Don Dohler movie there, Alien Factor, and I would have bought that had I had more money, but I didn't. So, all right. And the last thing I picked up from the Mystic Vault table, and this one is very, very cool to have. And I was talking to my brother about this movie. This is a movie I watched with my friend Dave back in the 90s. And my friend Dave was a lot older than us, probably older than us by 20 years, but had like kind of a, you know, he thought he was like the elder statesman, but he also loved old sci-fi movies. He loved stuff from the 60s and 50s, and loved old obscure sci-fi, loved television shows, and he loved like the surreal stuff, the stuff like Buck Rogers. He loved sci-fi stuff like This Island Earth or George Powell stuff. He loved like creature features. He also liked some trash. He loved fucking I Spit on Your Grave, and he loved this movie, Darkness. And this is the soundtrack to Leif Jonker's Darkness, a movie I watched with Dave when I was younger, and I barely remember it except for the fucking excessive gore in this movie. Sort of a vampire epic, I guess, and in a way, a great low budget. Well, I think this is shot on video. Masterpiece of sleaze. This is a great film by Leif Jonkers. This has two albums in it. One is got the score that was composed by Michael Curtis and Leif Jonker, and they both wrote and performed the score. The second album on this has nothing but metal, thrash and death metal cuts from bands from the area from which this was shot in. I want to say I thought this was shot like in Kansas or someplace like that. Wherever the area was that it was shot, it has bands like the Grunge, which is kind of funny, Scepter, Night, and Apostasy, a bunch of songs from those bands on this album. Most of it is Apostasy, but there's songs. There's a few songs by Night and one by Scepter and one by the Grunge. So very, very cool to have on vinyl. Very, very cool. So that was my Mystic Vault run. We're going to go ahead and get into the DVDs now. This is going much faster than I thought it was going to go. I bought a t-shirt from a guy, and I'll show you the t-shirt. It's the last thing I'll show. It's probably, I don't know if it's the favorite thing I got, but it's one of my favorite things I picked up. But these were DVDs that he had for $5. So this is dirt cheap at a convention to get something for $5. This is the original television series Dark Shadows, Vampire Curse. Anything I find Dark Shadows, I just buy. Even if it's got reruns.
Like I got a few Dark Shadows best ofs. I just buy these. Some of the episodes might overlap, but I don't really care. One of the great television series of its time. This show is great. It's like a soap opera with vampires and werewolves and witches, and I think there's werewolves in. Yeah, I think there is a werewolf in this. But very very cool show back in the '60s into the '70s. This one is 210 minutes. I think this one has one episode, which is the Vampire Curse, and then it has a bonus episode, and it has a never seen interview with Jonathan Frid. So pretty cool. So 2 episodes. Like I said, I don't care. For $5, it's worth it. Dark Shadows DVD collection 1 or 14. I will pick these up all day long. This one is 11 hours worth of episodes. So I love watching these on a rainy day when it's like rainy outside. I love putting on Dark Shadows and just sitting on my bed watching these fucking episodes. Like I said, I have a few other DVDs with this on here. I'm not sure. This was released in 2003 on MPI Video. So you can see the MPI right there. Once again, $5 for this. So I thought this was a good deal. I do not have any Blu-rays in here. I don't have any fucking 4K ultra shit. To me, I just want to say real quick, I don't really buy Blu-rays very often, and I don't have any of that 4K shit. I'm not a boutique buyer. I like DVDs and I like VHS, and I know that makes me so a pariah in the in the horror DVD community, but I don't care. I'm not. To me, it's not. I'm not trying to buy something with the bells and whistles. Oh, it's got cool cover art. It's got, it's got a nice slip cover. It's got a nice this. It's got good cover art. It's got this and this and this. I don't really care. I think it's cool. I like the embellishments and the add-ons and stuff. But I'm buying it because I want to watch the fucking movie. It's like an album. I don't care if something's colored vinyl or that stuff. To me, it's like I'm buying because I want to listen to the album. Like buying a DVD, I just want to watch the movie. That's it. So I don't care if it's on Blu-ray. Blu-ray I'll probably transfer to eventually because DVDs are going to get harder to find. But for right now, DVDs and VHS is where I'm at. I got a few Blu-rays, but not many. So you won't see any Blu-rays in my collection. This one I bought from this guy we lovingly refer to as Captain Pushy. He's pretty aggressive. He's an ex-military guy who has DVDs at Spooky. He's the only one there that sells DVDs that aren't boots. There's 3 vendors that sell DVDs or Blu-rays, and he's the only one that doesn't. He's the one that's got the biggest collection, and so I went a little ape shit. But I got good prices on this. This one was $5. The Blood Beast Terror on the Redemption Video. Yeah, very very happy to have this. This is one of those mad scientist movies released in 1968 with Peter Cushing. Can't go wrong with that. Very happy to see it. My brother said there was like killer mushrooms or something like that in Blood Beast Terror, but I don't remember it, to be honest. This I do remember, and this one I watched with my friend Dave too. Dark Forces also goes by Harlequin. 1980 release on Elite Entertainment. This one was $8. I might have spent $8 on this. No, I spent 5. I got this for $5 actually. Australian movie, very strange movie. This guy has these powers and he's gonna try to bring down this powerful politician. Maybe I can't remember. I haven't seen this movie in forever. But once again, there's the back of it. It's still in shrink, so I'm happy to have that. Dark Forces or Harlequin. No One Lives, Luke Evans, pretty cool. This one is like kind of a torture survival kind of thing, a little torture porn survival with some backwoods criminals basically hunting capture this couple and all the craziness that ensues with it, you know. So this was actually directed by the guy, what's his name? Ryue Kitamura, the guy who directed, was it Suicide Club? No, it's Versus, The Great Versus, and Midnight Meat Train, which I like too. I like that movie. So, No One Lives. Don't know this one. I'm not sure when this came out. Not seeing it right on top of me. Not sure when this came out. Probably in the 2010s, I guess. So. This one, my brother was telling me I should get this, and this guy's known for making some awful trash shit, but I like his stuff. This is Uli Lamel's Tenderness of the Wolves. This is on Anchor Bay. This one was 15, but I got this for probably I think $10, maybe even less than that. This is about the German serial killer Fritz Haarmann. I think who thought he was a vampire killer who drank people's blood, maybe? I could be wrong on that. I think it is, though. Uli Lamel did The Boogeyman and started doing all these kind of really horrible, like, serial killer movies. Like, he did a John Wayne Gacy one. The BTK Killer one, he did that. He did the Green River Killer, which is I love. He did a real shit version of Black Dahlia, the Black Dahlia murders, or murder of that I like too. Even though it's fucking, you know, kind of not very good, but I certainly kind of liked it. So, yeah, very cool to get this. In pretty good shape too. Is this sealed? No, it's not sealed. But, so it's used, but still, Tenderness of the Wolves. You got some Euroshock schlock here. Revenge of the House of Usher. This is Jess Franco goodness. My brother has this. He told me I need to get it. I said I'm not going to argue. I don't got enough European sleaze in my collection. I think this came out in 1985, I believe. Image pressed this in... I'm not sure. It doesn't say when they reissued this, but yeah, based on Poe's Fall of the House of Usher, so I'm sure it'll be fantastic. Kind of nice to get it sealed. This one is a used version of a fucking schlocky schlock. This one is Orlov and the Invisible Man. This movie is fucking ridiculous. The reveal of the Invisible Man in this movie is some of the silliest stuff in the world. When I was younger, in my, you know, in the early 2000s, I was really obsessed with all these kind of sleaze exploitation movies. And my brother had a lot of this stuff. And back then, I wasn't collecting DVDs or movies at all. I would buy them for him as long as I had access to watch them. And because they were in our living room and shelves in our living room and stuff like that, I had access to watch whatever I wanted to watch whenever I wanted to watch it. So I was buying him movies, and he had all these movies. And I said to myself, when I start collecting DVDs, I'm going to get a lot of the movies that my brother had because I really enjoyed them. I love going back and revisiting this old sleaze stuff. So it's kind of another reason why I collect DVDs. All right. Next, no, that's not it. This one was probably the most expensive one I bought there. I actually spent $15 on this. And this is another one of those earlier released movies. This one from Synap. Luker the Necrophagus. I've been wanting a copy of this forever. I'm so far behind on getting a lot of these classic exploitation movies. Kind of, even the graphic stuff. I don't have Serbian film. I don't have a lot of stuff. So I'm kind of catching myself up on them. This is supposed to be pretty fucked up, Luke of the Necrophagus. I think it's a German film. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. Um, it was directed by Johan Vagosjene. Fuck if I know what it is, but this is supposed to be pretty, like I said, pretty fucking fucked up movie. So it's about a serial killer rapist, Luca. So looking forward to seeing this. I've heard nothing but good things about this movie. It's one of those raw, extreme ones, and I love that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know if it's going to be like Angst. I'm hoping it's something in that fucking field, you know. These next four I picked up from the Trauma table. Trauma Films has their own table there, and I went. Well, I didn't go batshit, but I did buy a few there. And then my brother got me one for my birthday, so I was happy for that. My birthday was a few weeks ago, but this is from the Trauma Films. Um, from Trauma Films, and this is a movie I named my band after. I had a band with my friend Ken, and we had people join the band every now and then. So it was more like a duo, but we were a band, whatever. And we called ourselves Igor and the Lunatics. And this, we called ourselves that from this movie, which I fucking love. Mid '80s sleaze exploitation horror to the finest caliber. This shit is fucking fantastic. Love this stuff. So, big fan of Trauma Films. Big fan of this fucking movie. And I think there's like some religious stuff in this movie too, like some religious sleaze in this movie. This is one of my favorite movies of its time from the 80s. I love this movie. I saw it a long time ago. My brother got a copy of it. I had a chance to buy this and didn't, and I've been on the outlook for it ever since. Yeah, it's yeah, there was some guy that killed a bunch of people in Tromaville, and the townspeople caught up with Igor and his evil, bloodthirsty gang and locked them away to rot in a prison. But I think they escaped. Yes, they are. They're back to get revenge on the town that put them away. That's right. This is fucking awesome. Awesome, awesome sleaze. I mean, it's so great. Gratuitous nudity, violence, and everything you're going to love. This is probably my favorite Trauma movie after Class of Nukem High. Well, I don't know. I love fucking Surf Ninjas Must Die. I love a lot of the Trauma movies, but this is one of my favorite ones, I should say. Romeo and Juliet. Now, this, he had the Blu-ray too, and I asked him if he had a VHS or if he had a DVD, and he did, and I was fucking tickled to get it. My brother got the Blu-ray version of Romeo and Juliet, and I just said I want this version, and this one was $10, and I was tickled to get. I would have paid 20 for this easily. I wouldn't have cared. Basically, Trauma's version of Romeo and Juliet with lesbian sex and nudity and fucking and all the things you love, gore, all the things you love from Trauma. You gotta love it. I fucking love this movie. Just the sheer amount of sex that Romeo and Juliet have sex in this movie is, I mean, from what I remember, it was quite a bit. This is the movie my brother got me for my birthday, and I was super tickled to get it. And I got the sticker with it too. This is Father's Day sticker and the movie. Good old Astron 6, made this one. It's fucking great sleaze. This one's about a kid whose father gets killed, I believe, and he goes on a kind of a bloodthirsty spree to find who killed his father, that kind of thing. And it's got demons in it. It's I saw the trailer. I never saw the movie, and it looks like right up my alley, kind of like Hobo with a Shotgun, that kind of exploitation elements in it, which I loved. So Father's Day. I love this kind of later day exploitation. This thing's been out for a while. I think this came out in 2012. So that's not new. But I that's how behind I am on the scenes with this stuff. And the last thing I got from Troma, and this one was 15, and very, very happy to have this one for 15. The 2 special edition box set of Terra Firma. Fucking love this movie, man. I haven't seen this movie since the late 90s, and that's when it came out in 99, maybe. That's one of those, they're filming a movie, and all this thing goes wrong on the movie set, I think. This thing's this loaded with special features in it. I think Ron Jeremy's in this. Yes, he is. Yeah, Terra Firma is one of Troma's classic films. If you've not seen Terra Firma, what do stop watching this and go watch that, man. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time. All right, we're getting close to the end. These next 6, whoa, 6, whoa, whoa, whoa. These next 6 are from a guy who sells boots. Some of these get a little pricey, but most of them are in the $15 range. 15 to 25 is what it usually sells. I think the highest selling DVD or Blu-ray he has is like $30 or $40. This one I got for 15. This is not on DVD yet, and it's the bootleg, but I don't mind it. It's Gleam in the Cube. I don't think this is on DVD or Blu-ray. Somebody can tell me if I'm wrong, please. I fucking love this movie. If you've seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. Christian Slater is a skater, and his brother or his adopted Vietnamese brother gets killed, and he finds out it has to do with this local, kind of not even a crime syndicate, but there's a crime cover-up of his adoptive brother's death, and it hits him really hard when his brother dies, so he goes undercover sort of with all his skate friends, and there's some ridiculous skate tricks in here. And it's Steve Bauer, the wonderful Steve Bauer from Scarface, and of course Snapdragon is in this is in this movie. This is fucking a gem. I think it came out in the late 80s, 1988 maybe. Yeah, you need to treat yourself if you haven't seen this. Maybe you can get it online. Maybe it's on DVD and Blu-ray now, but I don't think it is. I think it's out of print, and I got a boot version of it. Fucking tickled to get that. Now, if I can get Prayer for the Roller Boys, I'll be super happy. Kathleen Crosby's Wonder Woman. Yes, she played Wonder Woman. This is like, well, in this one, she's not really Wonder Woman as much as I think she's like a spy in this. But this is, running time is 76 minutes. It's just one, I think it's a movie, or I think it could have been, shit, I don't remember. I think it was like a movie that was released. Maybe even TV movie. Kathleen Lee Crosby is awesome. If you want to see her at her sleaziest, check out Coach. I love that movie that she's in. But yeah, I'm looking for a copy of Coach too. Yeah. So Kathleen Crosby. I picked up the Wonder Woman that was the on-air TV pilot that came out in 2012 or 11, and that's excellent. So he had this one too, another unreleased obscure Wonder Woman movie. This one, like I said, going back to 74. If I didn't say it was 74, yeah. Awesome stuff. But I think she's more like a spy than a superhero in it, but it's still going to be worth it. Some Sid and Marty Krofft magic here. Electra Woman and Dyna Girl, the complete series. Fucking A, fucking to the B, to the C. Deidre Hall, who plays Electra Woman in this, was also in a bunch of soaps. Was it Days of Our Lives or Young and the Restless? I think Days of Our Lives, I want to say. I think she was in that soap for a long time. But before she was doing soaps, she was a badass superhero. Sid Croft was at the convention. I would love to have him sign this, but I only saw him once, and he's like a huge hero of mine. Of course, Sid and Marty Krofft created a lot of Saturday morning cartoons, which you guys probably know. I mean, he did the awesome, excellent Shazam, H&R Puffin Stuff, Banana Splits, Land of the Lost, so many. That Bigfoot. The Bigfoot is a superhero one. I can't think of the name of it. Just a lot of classic Saturday morning cartoons from the 60s and 70s. Into the 80s, I'm sure, too. And I don't know his whole discography. But yeah, this is superhero stuff. Electro Woman and Dyna Girl. Fucking awesome, the whole series. Plus, it has the 2000s version on here, the unaired 2000 pilot on here, where Markie Post plays Electro Woman. That's right, Markie Post from fucking. I don't think you're gonna be able to see it very well, but that's her from fucking Night Court. Yes, Night Court. Christine is Electro Woman. I'm gonna stay on the superhero tangent because most of what he sells are cartoons, shows that were off the air. This is the 66 series, or the season of Iron Man, which I think is the whole series. So the 66 cartoon series of Iron Man. Fucking tickled to have this one. I love these boots. I don't mind spending the money. They look like VHS to DVD kind of shit. So if you like that low quality stuff and want it to look as authentic as the 60s, it's perfect. And not like that's what I'm saying. It's like I like Blu-rays. I get the 4K thing too, but I like my stuff grainy for some reason. You know, I couldn't get past the 80s. This is the complete series of the 1966 show Captain America, and this is fucking excellent. This has got the Red Skull in it. I remember this one when I was younger. I don't know where I watched it from, but tons of episodes on here. This one has got a ton more episodes. This one's got probably 25 episodes, where the Iron Man's only got like fucking, I think 13. But I love this one. He had like Submariner, which I'm gonna have to snag, and I think he had an Incredible Hulk one too, which I hadn't seen. But yeah, very cool. And last but not least, for the DVDs, and this is it for the DVDs, and this was the last one from the Boots table. I was just watching the pilot episode to this wonderful show from the 70s. This is Spider-Man, the complete live action series, 77 through 79. I love this old superhero stuff. This stuff makes way more sense to me than that fucking CGI garbage they have on nowadays. This stuff was, when I was a kid, was what I thought superheroes would do, you know, like, in a way. And it was just so much fun. And this, he does have webs. He runs a lot, he jumps a lot, he crawls on buildings a lot, he fights a lot. But there is some web action in here too. But it's not like the fucking, you know, Sam Raimi fucking Spider-Man where it's nothing but effects. This leaves a lot more to the imagination. She plays like one of the journalist buddies. That's Jameson, the publisher. And I think this is his love interest in that. And this is Spider-Man, Peter Parker. And I forgot who played him. But yeah, I'm fucking super tickled to get this. Super tickled. I told you I had a lot to show you. One more thing, and that'll be it. I got a T-shirt. You guys got one. This guy had awesome T-shirts in his on his table for $20. Very, very good deals on the T-shirts, and had some cool albums. They were all Japanese imports that were behind the T-shirts. If I would have had some extra money, I would have gotten. He had a Russ Meyer, Faster Pussycat, Kill Kill Kill, and he had a Shockwaves one, which I wanted the Shockwaves one, but I went with the one that caught my eye first and foremost. Necromantic. Yes, I have Necromantic. The great Jörg Buttergeist, or whatever his name is, his movie, which is great. It's about necrophilia, you can guess. And so I wanted to show that shirt. I can't show it too long because there's boobs on the cover, and you know how fucking this shit is. But yeah, that's it. That was my whole haul. I spent plenty of money at this convention, more than I wanted to, way more than I wanted to. But you know, you go to these conventions. This was one of the better buying conventions that I've been to, because we were doing our first haul. We usually do our first run around, like to see what's there, who's got what at what table and what we're gonna get. And I buy a little bit on Friday night. I bought quite a bit on Friday night, but still had plenty of money for Saturday and Sunday. I'm like using my credit card to buy stuff because I'm running out. I'm basically ran out of money. I'm taxed out by 1 o'clock on Sunday. The convention was fucking over, but yeah, it was. It's always fun, and this one was a good buyers convention. There, just lots of good stuff to get. I could have spent another $500 easily. I think that's probably right around what I spent. Probably was about 500, which is pretty much the norm for these shows. Anywhere from 350 to 500 is usually what I spend. But that's not money. I just look. I don't have $500 on me. I had to get a loan. Use some of my savings. Now I have to get ready for Christmas and go through more of my savings for Christmas, but I'll eventually get there. I did get some stuff from Mojo's Books and Records, but I'm going to just show that in a later haul with DVDs and stuff like that. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is a little different than I usually show, but when I do a horror, when there's a horror convention, I'm going to show what I got. So this should be uploaded tomorrow. I'm going to upload it first thing in the morning tomorrow. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good Thanksgiving month if I don't see you. I probably will do a music pickups haul between now and then, but not sure when I'm going to do that. Probably in a few more weeks, and then definitely I'll be doing a few in December for sure. Probably showing you what Christmas presents I got. But thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later.